Hello, my name's Paul.
Hi, my name's Rachel.
And we are the English Language Lab. And this is our business English podcast, BizPod.
We're going to try to teach you everything you need to know about business English.
So, whether you need English for job hunting, presentations, meetings, or any other form of communication, you have come to the right place.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy BizPod. Right, so another BizPod, another month, another episode.
Another day, another dollar.
Yeah, absolutely. What are we talking about today, Paul?
Charts, graphs, data.
Well,
how you describe and talk about information and data.
Yeah, but that's going to be a bit of a challenge when it's just a podcast.
Yeah, that's true. But we're going to talk about how to do it. We're not going to show people how to do it. We're going to talk about how to do it.
Okay. Well,
what are the main challenges for people, would you say?
I think people make things too complicated to start off with. They think about creating this chart. They go all about the chart and not about why they're creating the chart. What information are they trying to communicate? And sometimes you don't need all the data.
Yeah.
You just need the highlights, the trends, the features, that crucial piece of information that somebody else needs to know after you've analyzed all this massive numbers. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think sometimes the charts can be very, very complicated and difficult to actually follow and understand.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I suppose it depends on the reason for creating the chart. What is the purpose of the chart? That's what you have to first think about.
Mm-hmm.
If you just want to show or demonstrate one big number or one big piece of data to somebody, then the chart can be quite simple. Yeah. A chart could just be one big number.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It could indeed.
Yeah. Or you could use pictures to demonstrate what you're trying to say.
I mean, that's a good point. Don't just think of the pie chart, the bar chart, the line chart. think of the infographic? What did they call it?
An infograph.
An infograph or a map, or what was it? You like bubbles or something, you said?
Oh, I like bubble charts.
Bubble charts. Crazy. Okay.
I think bubble charts, you can use them for showing differences between something.
Mm-hmm.
The size of the bubble can demonstrate the size of different numbers, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I think they're very visual, so I think they really work.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I think you've got to think carefully about the data and how you want to present it.
Okay. So when was the last time that you needed to talk about some data? The last time you created a chart?
Yeah, that's a good question. The last time I ever talked about data in any serious way would have been 20 years ago.
Whoa.
I think. A long time ago.
Okay. See, now I've got two charts on the go, haven't I, at the moment?
Oh yeah. Well, I know one of the charts. One of them is COVID. You're checking or tracking COVID numbers.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
have
What's the second chart you've got?
Right from the very start, I've been tracking all the COVID numbers, haven't I? Just to see the dynamics. The other one's the pub quiz. On a Thursday to see if we're doing any better every week. Are we going up, going
You're
down?
analysing your pub quiz
results.
Answers.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, I'm even thinking of maybe dissecting it down a little bit more and going into how we're doing in the geography section, the history section. At the moment, it's just an overall score, but you never know.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you're collecting the data. You may as well analyse it.
Yeah.
When you show me your COVID sort of data, obviously you've got the data in a spreadsheet, but you show it to me in a visual way with your charts.
Yes.
And it's easy to see, the different lines representing different things.
Yeah. The different waves.
The different waves. So how are you representing your results in a pub quiz?
Well, it's just what score we get. So we're trying to see whether we're getting better. So our lowest score was 16 out of 50 and our highest score was 45 out of 50. And we're just seeing whether the trend, are we getting better? Because every week there's flags. Do you know the flag? And are we getting any better at flags? Okay. And the connections round where you've got to get the connection. And we are on average getting better. So there you go.
So does that mean you're getting smarter on average as well?
No, I just know more flags and more general knowledge, I think.
Okay. But how are you representing the data? I mean, your COVID data is in a line graph.
Yeah.
What about your results data? Is that
exactly the same? Exactly the same.
It's on a line graph. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of bar charts. I think they're a bit boring. And obviously I'm comparing with the COVID, I'm comparing deaths with new cases with just the general, active cases. So there's three lines, three sets of data. And obviously with the pub quiz, I've got last year's results versus this year's results. So I'm doing the comparison of the two. So I suppose I could do a bar graph for the pub quiz one, but I prefer
but I agree with you. Bar charts are quite boring. I'm thinking how else could you visualize that data? Bubble charts.
I'll have a go at a bubble chart
last year and this year.
Yeah, that would be well. Maybe you could do a bubble chart between two quizzes if the quizzes had the same 5 rounds, and to see how you did with the geography round last time and the geography round this time. You could have one bubble bigger than the other if you did better. I don't know. Or maybe you could categorize it. Do you do better in history than you do in geography? Better in entertainment?
Yeah, you should categorize it, shouldn't you?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. So by this time tomorrow, I expect to see a bubble chart of all the different categories showing what you're good at and what you're bad at in the pub quiz.
Let's go back to our original message. It is why are you creating this chart? And I'm really sorry, Paul, but you're not a good enough reason. Okay,
fair enough.
I'm not going to spend all day doing a chart just to show you. You go, yeah, okay.
Okay, I know I'm not important enough. That's fine. Okay. Well, what are some good reasons for people to create charts and graphs at work? What kind of information do people represent, do you think?
Well, it's got to be things like money, efficiency, call handling, customer service, KPIs.
KPIs.
Absolutely. But basically, I think to see whether things are improving or getting worse. You want to set yourself a benchmark and things like that. Sales
production numbers, things like that. But I think if people are given KPIs in whatever job they have, if they have KPIs, you can usually monitor your performance in some sort of spreadsheet in terms of the data, and then you can visualize that data, and you can get that data prepared for your annual appraisal. The next time you have a meeting with your boss, it'd be great if you could walk in with a chart that shows how you're doing on your KPIs.
Yeah, it could be absolutely. So give me a pay rise. Look at that. Nobody's doing as well as me.
I think that's certainly something we should be encouraging our students to do.
Okay, fine. You might get a few bosses ringing you up saying, will you stop giving lessons, please, and stop advising my employees to come and ask for a pay rise? Okay.
What do you find difficult about charts?
Well, I haven't got a head for numbers. I mean, some people do, some people don't. Numbers fall through my hands like water. I just cannot grasp them. I've always been rubbish at maths. Absolutely. I was the girl who used to have to sit in front of the teacher so he could see what I was doing in my book for and I still got it all wrong.
Okay. But, so if someone presents you with data that is just full of numbers that are pretty meaningless, you find that difficult. Whereas if someone gives you something that's more visual,
absolutely,
you'd find that easy to understand.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. Then I can interpret, compare, analyze. What about you? Because you're good at numbers.
Well, you say I'm good at numbers. I have a spreadsheet. Spreadsheets are good at numbers, not me. But I'll tell you what I saw. I saw a chart the other day, and it was a chart about endangered animals.
Okay.
I think it was particularly about African endangered animals. And what they'd done is they'd put the population numbers of each animal within a picture of an animal.
Okay.
So, for example, let's say so there was a map of Africa. Okay, and then within this map of Africa there were all the different animals that are native to Africa. Okay, and the population was represented by the size of the animal.
Okay,
so those with the biggest population, the animals were quite big. Those with the smallest population, the animals were quite small.
Right.
Okay.
But
so I thought that was quite a very, very good way to visualize population numbers. Yeah. But then there was a comparison or a contrasting chart done exactly the same way, which was describing the number of animals killed through poaching each year.
Nasty. Yeah.
Yeah. So you saw perhaps the elephant was quite big in terms of numbers, but then you saw in terms of on the other chart, the number of elephants poached, it was an even bigger elephant.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah. So it was quite interesting to see how the data had been represented as a picture of the animal that it was representing.
But they must have chosen that particular form to give you the, oh my gosh, kind of reaction, the shock, the horror, let's stop the hunting, the poaching.
Yeah. But it's such a visual way of representing data.
Yeah.
And, I see, you probably do as well through our students, lots of charts, lots of data that they're trying to describe.
Fall asleep because it's so boring.
None of our students ever present us with maps of Africa filled in with animals.
Well, it depends what their job is, doesn't it? But yeah, I think people they don't think creatively enough at how impactful the choice of chart or graph could be for the data they're trying to represent. Yeah, it really could have a big impact, couldn't it?
Yeah.
That's a good example of that.
Yeah. We also have the same problem, I think, with vocabulary.
Ooh, okay.
Everybody knows up, down, increase, and decrease.
Yes, that's true.
And it seems that all of our students get stuck with those 4 words.
Yes. Oh, look, the line's going up and then it goes down and then it sort of stays the same. Then it goes up again and then back down. It's like, so what are you telling me?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think as well as encouraging our students to be more imaginative with the charts they use, we've got to encourage them to start thinking more about their vocabulary.
Yes.
Start thinking creatively with their vocabulary.
Yes. Adjectives, adverbs. Yeah. A dramatic increase. Yeah. A sudden plunge.
Yeah. Rocketing. Yeah. Peaking. Plunging.
A boom.
Tumbling.
Yes.
All these kind of words.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're very descriptive words. They instantly give you that visualization in your head of what's happening with the information.
So I suppose
that's what's missing.
Yeah. Even if they have to do a boring old bar chart or a boring old line chart, in the words, when they're presenting it, they can be a bit more dramatic, can't they? They can really interpret the chart in a more exciting way and make people, sit up and listen.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what it is. One of the skills with your English, especially your business English, when you're presenting that, is making people want to listen to you.
Okay. So if I asked you then to conclude the top 3 tips for anybody creating graphs and charts, what would you say they are?
Creativity.
Oh, okay. Now that's too political. Okay. I would say number 1, they've got to decide what the purpose is. What are they trying to do? Are they trying to inform, compare? What is the purpose of them making or creating a chart in the first place?
Yeah. Okay. And number 2.
Secondly, make it impactful. Choose a type of chart or graph that is not the norm, if you can, and choose a style that really will make people sit up and pay attention.
Yeah, something that sort of works with your personality as well.
Exactly. Maybe. Good job. Yeah. And then the third thing is, when you're describing that chart, use fantastic, what I call sexy vocabulary. so people want to watch, they want to look, they want to listen.
Okay. And sexy vocabulary, I think, is the key there.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, I think that's it for today. I better get going with my pub quiz chart for you then now.
Okay. Yeah, I expect to see that tomorrow. Okay.
Okay. 9 o'clock on your desk. All right. Bye.
Bye.